Good morning and welcome to my live stream. You've reached my live stream. This is Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. And it's a warm welcome. I know that you've been really coming over a hard time fighting CPS. Um, CPS, I call it the Child Protection System. And it's found all over the United States and, of course, the world. This is a live stream world podcast. And I want you to know that it's a hard thing to do with CPS. And I'm here to try to help you with your CPS matter. Um, Now, one of the things that you can do is to um, see here. Text in a message here. I'm trying to get my banner to load up here. Hold on a second here. Is to text in a message. Now, the message that you can text in, it can be short, but it should be in a question or comment fashion. And what you want to do is state your name, your city or county, and your state. Now, if you're outside the United States, please list your country. Please list your country. And that's all you have to do. And I love to hear from you. I love to hear from you. Um, Now, another way is that you can also be a guest on my live stream. I love to have you be a guest. I can take up 9 of you. Just contact my show producer, Grace at vincentwdavis.com. You just email her with one of my 14 live streams. And I'm on every day at 8 o'clock on the weekends in the morning and 10 o'clock during the weekdays. Then at nighttime, I have another show, Fight CPS, Stop Taking Our Children. And that is at 7 o'clock at night. And I love to see you then. I love to see you then. And that's twice a day. So you just tell her in your email, I want to be on Bob's Sunday morning show or Bob's Friday night show or Wednesday morning, whatever. It's just morning or night. And then it's 7 days a week. Now, the third way to interact is you can call into my number, 626 698 0990. And you can freely call my phone. My phone number is live. It is live there. So that takes care of that. Now let me go back here. One moment, please. One moment, please. I need to grab my charger. Hold on. Okay, I'm back again. You see something wrong with my lighting. Let me get my lighting here fixed up. It should be there. Uh, Here, let me see here. Oh, I got that nighttime blue screen thing there. Now that should help. We should have my lighting there. Uh, Now, um, the agency that you're trying to reach, I call it the Child Protection System. It's found in every state and every county. Every state has counties. Some have more counties than other states. But there's a child protection system that's supposed to protect you. And they all have different names. They all have different names. The names vary from place to place. That's why I use the child protection system, CPS. CPS is the best way to call and talk to them. Let me see if it adjusted there. Now, there's lots of articles that we can talk about. We can talk about um, or the ICWA, the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978. There's a 160 hearing if you want to know about medical trafficking. I've come up with 5 rules that will help you. And these are rules that I wish I had known because I used them. They were to protect me in my cases. So, anyway, um, one thing about CPS is you don't want to fret. You don't want to make the mistakes about it. Um, it is something you have to take seriously because you will not know whether you encountered a bad or rogue CPS. I would say 50%. Now, this is based on talking to over 2,500 people around the world and around the US. I've talked to every state there is about cases. And it's really hard to determine what is a good CPS and bad. Now, I think a lot of us have in common is we have a lot in common. There's no question about that. Because we encountered an organization that we thought would be fair, and they take our children when necessary. They're not in danger. You see, your children got to be in danger for them to take them. And also, should not talk to social workers or even the police. You should not let them in your home and should not give up your children so easily. These are things you got to be careful about. And most important, you need to get that attorney. That is the rule number 1. You have to get an attorney. Attorney is used just like a doctor is in open heart surgery. If you need to have open heart surgery, you're going to get a professional. You're not going to get a plumber or you try to do it yourself. It's really too hard to do open heart surgery. There's no question about that. Um, so with this kind of attorney, that's my rule number one, you need to look into an attorney that is qualified and trained in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Those are the three areas you got to make sure your attorney is trained in: juvenile law, family law, or dependency law. And there basically is that I always get three quotes in life about anything. If I'm going to purchase something or buy something or shop around, I get three quotes. And that's what you want to do to determine. Now, I'm going to give you one uh, attorney that you can utilize that I already know meets three criteria. His name is um, Vincent W. Davis. Vincent W. Davis. Now, he is trained and licensed and educated in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. And he has 39 years of fighting CPS and getting your children back. He's gotten back thousands of children. He also is a trial attorney, and he is able to fight for your rights and also help in criminal matters too. Because sometimes in CPS matters, you're charged both criminally and also by the child protection system. And that is hard. That's when the district attorney determines that you need to have that same charge that CPS is getting on you. And um, they want to, the criminal part is really tough. And that's one thing. I had double charges. I had double charges. I had my child protection system charges, and then I had the criminal charges. And what CPS and what they did, they both mirror each other. But the criminal can bad because they can add other charges there. Hello, Daniel Watt. Good morning. And I am okay, Daniel. It's so good to see you, and I love the hearts, Daniel Watt. Daniel Watt is a wonderful lady from Georgia. She has a 19-year-old son that she's able to get out of the system, is caught up in the system. He's a special needs, and she has gotten custody of her son because he needs to be taken care of firsthand. And so that's why I think it's important that uh, people know that sometimes children are caught up at ages of 18 and 19 in the system, and they should be out at 18. And when they are out at 18, they need to expunge their records. Juveniles need to expunge their records because they'll follow you later in adult life. Now, if you're not guilty, even as an adult, you need to have your records expunged. If you're found not guilty, you're not guilty. You need to have those records expunged. So that's really important. That's really, really important there. Now, thank you, Donna Yansky, for the thumbs up, the emoji thumbs up. I appreciate that. Daniel Watt, is there anything new or update you'd like to give me? Um, she says yes. The kids get lost if they are. I learned that. I know you learned that the hard way with your son. Her son was her son was transferred from the state of Georgia, where she's from, to Texas because he has special needs and they need the help. But he was stuck in Texas, and CPS would not let him out, even though he wanted to come home. They wouldn't let him out. They wanted to get more money from him. It's all about money. And Danielle had to fight hard to get her boy back and everything. And Daniel does know that it is a sad thing. Yes, Daniel says kids that are caught are getting caught in the system, and they are being abused. It's I never thought a government agency could do it. I mean, the other day I read about a lawsuit in St. Louis, Missouri, where a father is suing St. Louis, Missouri um, family court, the judge, the social workers, the directors, everything it's a RICO Act. It's where they have really gone bad, and he has a lawsuit, and it's a pretty extensive lawsuit. He's actually an attorney, and he's suing them because CPS is bad. There's no question about that. All of you can tell me your experiences. I know it firsthand. That's one thing that everyone that's come into this room has experienced a rogue CPS entity, one that's gone bad, one that took your children when they shouldn't have. My children were in school, they weren't in danger. See, you're not supposed to break with the family unless the children are in danger. And what I mean by danger, they're physically or they're being neglect kind of danger, meaning that they're being physically hurt, um, excessive corporate punishment, torture, those kinds of things. Also, be neglect, not being fed or taken care of, left out in the open cold, no supervision. It's really sad. So I know it's hard. I know it's hard out there when you go through those things. So Danielle, I want to thank you very much for one time being my host and to helping. She was once a host on this show. It was good to have her. I miss her, Danielle. I miss her. So anyway, I've been doing this now for 22 months. That's a long time, since October 2023. And I met people from not only in the United States, from all 50 states. I've also met people from Indonesia and Bangladesh and India, then up the Middle East, Saudi Arabia and Libya, then over to the continent of Africa, Liberia and Sudan and Republic of Congo, and then Rwanda, then Mozambique, and then the provinces of South Africa, then up to Europe, United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and then Denmark and Sweden. And across the pond to North America is Canada and its provinces. United States and all 50 states, including Washington, D.C. And then south the border of Mexico, and then further south in South America, north of Brazil, on the East Coast, Grenada. And then across the South Pacific, we have New Zealand, and then the land down under Australia. So that's a wide range of people. There's no question that's a wide range of people. And I'm making sure my phone is on. And so we can see that going right now. Okay, my phone is on. So that looks good. Uh, okay. Um, all right. Now, um, let's see what else questions that we have here. Danielle's still talking. That's good. That's good. Um, let me see. We have Carrie Simpson's here, I think. Yes, who's from Burke County, Georgia. I'm so glad you're here, Carrie. So glad to hear you there. I need help understanding why the judge will not have hear my side of the story. Mr. Bob, you said that the judge is like a referee, that he's not calling these flags whenever you want to say it. Well, Carrie, if you're using a court appointed attorney, he won't talk to you. That's the downside of using an attorney. Now, a court appointed attorney is one that's provided you with no expense, but they really won't fight for your case. You have to explain to you, if you're using a court appointed attorney, that you have to go through the documents or the exhibits and go one by one and explain to the judge. You need to have that attorney fight for the judge. The problem is you may be in a corrupt judge or a judge that is not fully qualified to do your case. And that's sad. That's not what you want to hear, Carrie. If you're going pro se, meaning you represent yourself, the judge will listen to you, but you got to talk like an attorney. You got to act like an attorney. Uh, the judge will turn blinders, especially in Georgia. Sometimes I think the judges are backwards there. You can ask for another judge. You can complain about the judge to the state capital of Georgia. But you should try to work within the system, because when you start to make waves or start to complain or start to argue, they're gonna retaliate. They're gonna retaliate against you, which is not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it. And I know, Carrie, that's hard for you to understand and hard for you to fight like that. I know that. I have to make the court defendant person that's working for a CPS work for me because I can't afford. I know you can't afford, Carrie. I know you can't. Now, one thing is, if you don't like that court appointed attorney, you can ask for another one. In that courthouse, there's a public defender's office. You go to the office and say that you'd like to replace your court appointed attorney. Also, you can file a complaint against that court appointed attorney at the state capitol, at the state bar, and file against his license. Also, you can tell him that if he's not performing, that you sue him for negligence. Now, I know with both people, you have to be careful not rub people the wrong way. And that's the hardest thing to do when you know you're right and they're wrong. You're like Dorothy. Um, no, not like Dorothy. You're like Alice in Wonderland. You've fallen in the rabbit hole. You met the Chester cat, and you're going from room to room, and you're going nowhere. You're going nowhere. And that is the sad part. That's the sad part about the whole episode. That's the sad part. Yep, I know that the court appointed attorney won't do it because they usually have too many cases. So you have to get another one. You have to get another one. Now, Daniel Watts says Tennessee has a new story, just like mine, about sending their kids out of state to these facilities. Oh, I know that Tennessee does have a story like that. Daniel says I know those kids are being sent out of their um, home state because of either um, more money or not enough resources in their own state. And I hear you, Danielle. Thank you for sharing that with me. And Carrie, I want to help you. I want to help you. Um, I did say that. They told me that I can't do that unless the man herself um, from my case. You can request it in writing. You have to go to the court appointed office in that courtroom, in that courthouse. In the courthouse, they have a clerk's office and they have a public defender's office. You have to go to the public defender's office and ask very nicely. You tell them that your attorney's not performing and you request a second or is this a third, I don't know how many times, of another court appointed attorney. It's your legal right. And do you have a right to do so? Um, I don't know if that's the right answer you want, Carrie. I don't know. Um, anyway, it is a hard thing because your case is special, your needs are special, and you need help. Um, I want to help you. I really do. Uh, oh, there we go. We got more lighting there. I don't know. I had my Justin right there, but hopefully you can see my face real well. Let me try to. Okay. Um, Carrie, I'm here to help you. We can work through it. I did say that they told me that I can't do that unless she removes herself from my case. Have you asked very nicely of your court appointed attorney that you'd like to use somebody else? Have you asked that court appointed attorney? Um, and if she says no, you just say, well, look, I need to have an attorney that will represent me. You're not representing me, and I'll file a lawsuit and charge you with negligence. I also will call the state bar at the capital of Georgia and file a complaint that you're not performing as my attorney. Because you've told me some very important documents that need to be submitted to the judge. Some things that they haven't heard about your side of the story. And it's a very frustrating experience, Carrie. I know that. I know that. I know that's what you're going through. And I know that you're trying so hard. You've talked to me on my show. You're a real person that cares that needs help. Did you ever talk to Vincent Davis? Did you ever talk for 15 minutes to Vincent Davis? Were you able to do that when we had the free consultation with Mr. Davis? We had one time had free consultation with Mr. Davis, my attorney, but he doesn't do that very much more anymore. And so he used to do that. Um, Carrie, if you want to call in, I'm welcome to have you call in and we can talk about it at 626-698-0990. It's okay. No matter how many times you call in, I think it's important that you talk. And maybe we could go through it there. Now, I'm going to look up right now. Um, you're in Burke County, Georgia. Then I put in the letters CPS. Here's an article: How to Change a Court-Appointed Attorney. It starts off. Um, what do court-appointed attorneys do? Court-appointed attorneys are lawyers who are assigned by the court to represent defenders who cannot afford to hire a private attorney. These lawyers are required to provide the same level of competent representation on any other attorney would. They are responsible for a wide range of tasks, including advising the defendant on their rights, conducting legal research on criminal laws, developing a defense strategy. And so these attorneys play a crucial role in upholding the constitutional rights to legal counsel in criminal cases. Advising the defendants on their rights. Attorney might meet with the defendant after their arrest and explain their memorandum rights, including the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. Conducting legal representation, developing defense strategies, negotiation plea deals, representing the defendant in court proceedings. Now, should I change my court-appointed attorney? The decision to change your court-appointed attorney is one that is not to be taken lightly. Everyone is entitled to a competent legal representation, and you believe that your attorney is not providing you this, you may have grounds to request a new one. However, dissatisfaction with the development of your case or simple not liking your attorney personality are not typically considered valid reasons to change your attorney. Proven attorney malpractice, such as demonstrating that your attorney has failed to perform the duties with a reasonable of skill and diligence, might provide grounds for a change. Providing malpractice by the attorney involves demonstrating that the attorney performance fell below the standard of that care. A reasonable, competent attorney would have provided under similar circumstances. This failure could cause harm to the client. For instance, scenario one: suppose an attorney fails to file a crucial document by a certain deadline, resulting in dismissal of your client's case. This can be considered malpractice. Two, let's say an attorney represents a client to the best of their ability, but the client still lost their case. Losing a case does not itself constitute malpractice. Step one: you need to document, you need to keep a record of all instances where you believe your attorney has not performed their duties. This might include failures to communicate the look of preparedness or missed deadlines. Communicate your concern, express your concerns to your attorney. May not be aware that you're unhappy with his services. Request a new attorney. If after addressing your concerns there's no improvement, you can request a new attorney. You will need to present your case to the court, explaining why you believe your attorney representative is inadequate. Court evaluation. The court will evaluate your request. It will look at your reasons, the documentation. And there are lots of consultations that will speak to you. You can buy a 30-minute consultation call or subscribe for unlimited calls. Now, there is a subscription. There are fees you can get that would help you with your case. There's an attorney in Burke County named Ty McDuffie who wrote this article that will give you a consultation. Carrie, it is hard. I know what you're going through. I know what you're going through. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I know you're not. I know you're not. Hello, Megan Tabitha. I think you've been on before, but I forgot where you're from. We have Carrie Sampson from Burke County, Georgia. We have Daniel Watt from Georgia. We have Georgia today. We have Georgia today. We have two very special people from Georgia. And now we have Megan Tabitha, who I think has been on before, but I don't remember where you're located. I don't remember where you're located. So, Carrie, I want to help you there. You just got to be due diligence and patience. Um, I know it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes doing what the social worker asks you to do, it may not be something you're comfortable with, but do it. Do the plan. Take the parenting classes. Don't fight, but go along with them. And yes, no answers. Don't try to argue. Don't try to talk to them. It's the yes, no answers. And in time and patience, your children will be returned. But it takes time, and time is something that you miss. You miss the visitations. They sometimes retaliate and try to make it harder for you. They sometimes retaliate and try to make it harder for you. And that is wrong. They shouldn't make it hard for you. They should not make it hard for you. And I know it is hard. It is hard. Oh, you're from Los Angeles, California. That's right. You're global. Okay. You must have a job that takes you around the world. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I've been around the world many times myself. I had some jobs that took me global too. Um, so, what can I help you out, Megan, Tabitha? What question or concern do you have about CPS? How can I help you? Carrie, I know you're listening, and I know that this is your first time, but sometimes you have to try and try and try again. Sometimes being really over nice to social workers will work and just say, look, you and I may disagree about things. I want my children back. How can we develop a plan that gets my children back? And you can tell the court appointed attorney, please present my side of the story. These are the exhibits. I've gathered the documents. We can label them A through Z. And these are the documents you can enter into court, your side of the story. Your side of the story. Okay, you're an advocate, but what question do you have, Megan? What question do you have? Yeah, that's true, Megan. Don't trust social workers. Okay, I need some questions, you guys. In order for me to help you, please put in a question so we can either look it up together or maybe I already know about it. Maybe I already know about it. Maybe I already know about it. Um, yeah, Megan. I know you have many alias names because you talk so typically of the same person from LA. I need help to ask me questions, Megan. You need to ask me specific questions. Um, I know it's important to pray. I know God's important, but please ask me certain questions. We not be try to be as philosophical. So, Megan of many different names, please ask me some questions that I can help you with. Okay, Carrie, you can call in right now if you want. My phone number is up 626-698-0990. And I love to talk to you. I love to talk to you. Now, I was talking about one of my important rules about getting an attorney, and Vincent Davis is available. He's $500 an hour, and his retainer in LA County is $5,000. And he will go and practice law in other states. And you just need to tell me where you're at, and I'll get you a quote. It is more expensive to go out of state because he has to pay for air transportation, ground transportation. He has to pay for accommodations and food. Also, he needs to buy a license in that state he's going to be practicing in. There are licenses required in every state, and most attorneys don't pay for all the license of all 50 states, especially if they don't do performance in them. So, um, I know you get discouraged, Carrie. I want to help you. Danielle, what? Is there something you can help out, Carrie? Can you help me, Daniel? There's something, a word of wisdom you can come up with and help me, Daniel. Um, I want to help Carrie Simpson of Burke County, Georgia. And I know you guys, family wise, are very helpful for that. Hello, Anna from Lynchburg, Virginia. She has a name called Project Storm, and it's good to see you there. And she's doing her Sunday ritual in church. It's good to hear from it. Yeah. All right. Um, we have some of my regulars in the room. I'm looking for help. We have Carrie Sampson, who has tried so hard to get her court appointed attorney to represent her fairly. She wants to replace him, but no matter what she tells the judge or the documents she proves, they won't believe her. And Carrie, it is hard. I want to know when you talk to Vincent Davis what he told you to do. What did Vincent Davis tell you to do? What did he do? Well, Megan, what would you suggest that Carrie Sampson does in Burke County, Georgia, to replace her court appointed attorney with a court appointed attorney that's going to present her case right? Well, yes, Anna, of Project Storm, they are denying her rights, but of the systems out there, 50% are bad. And I know that from talking to people and statistics I've looked up. Statistics I've looked up. It is bad. It is bad. Now it's a little after 9. I have been talking here for almost an hour, and I'm going to eventually, in a couple minutes, take my phone number down and get winding down the show here. Anna, she's in Burke County, Georgia. She's in the state of Georgia. We have Danielle in the state of Georgia. We got Megan, who's in Los Angeles. And we know that you're from Lynchburg, Virginia. You used to live in Florida. So anyway, I'm looking for people that can help her. If you want to call in, my phone number is there, 626 698 0990. Um, anyway, I'm going to have to end our live stream. Um, we really have had. Oh, hello, Dorothy Cook. So glad to hear from you. It's been kind of hard this morning. We've had Carrie Sampson, who needs some help terribly in Burke County. Um, I'm glad to see you, Dorothy. You came in after my show. You came in after 9 o'clock, so I'm really winding the show down. I'm going to take my number down, and I'm going to put up the Department of Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. This particular information is good for you if you want to file a complaint with the federal government. Doge has a website. Please look at it. They can offer you a job, a full-time career job. And then there's the phone number, which is the White House area code 202. The numbers do work. And there's also an email. Now, I got that put up there. And so, now, Anna is trying to help you, Carrie. She says they can replace it if a conflict of interest, if there's been a complete breakdown of communication. Those are good points, a breakdown of communication and so forth. So, Carrie, it is possible to do that. It is possible to do that. So, everything like that. But I do want to thank you all for being a part of this live stream. Thank you, Megan from LA. And thank you, Anna from Lynchburg, Virginia. Thank you, Dorothy Cook from North Carolina. And thank you, Danielle Watt from Georgia. And thank you, Carrie Simpson from Burke County, Georgia, for being a part of my live stream. I'll be on again tonight at 7 p.m. Please come back. Don't be afraid. We can go through it systematically and try to help you, Carrie. There's got to be ways that we can help you. All right? And again, I want to thank you all. Keep fighting for your children. Don't forget to give up. Don't give up. And with that being said, I'm going to follow with a quick video. So this is Bob Pace signing off. God bless you.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.